The arena goes pitch black. The crowd is on their feet. And then, it happens. The music hits. The Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama explodes like a powder keg that's been waiting for months to detonate. Grown men are screaming. Children are crying tears of joy. And in that moment, everything that's been building since WrestleMania 41, every single betrayal, every ounce of pain, every whispered question about when he'd return, it all comes crashing down at once. The original Tribal Chief is back. And the WWE Universe has just witnessed something they'll be talking about for years. What's happening right now, what you're about to see, this isn't just another return. This is the moment where alliances shift, where family bonds are tested, and where the entire landscape of Monday Night Raw gets flipped upside down in the blink of an eye. CM Punk just outlasted 4 of the most dangerous men in WWE to earn his shot at Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. But before Punk can even catch his breath, before he can celebrate this monumental victory, the wolves descend. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, those vicious enforcers of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's empire, they're not done with Punk. Not even close. And then something incredible happens. Something that makes your skin crawl with anticipation. Jey Uso, the man who's been living in the shadow of his cousin for years, the man who finally broke free and found his own path on Raw, he comes rushing down that ramp like his life depends on it. Because family, no matter how broken, no matter how much pain has passed between them, family still means something. And right now, Jey Uso is watching CM Punk, a man who fought alongside him at Survivor Series, get beaten within an inch of his life. Before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. If you're feeling the energy right now, if your heart is already racing, then hit that subscribe button and join the SLAMZONE family. We break down the most intense, the most emotional, the most jaw-dropping moments in wrestling every single week. Ring that notification bell because you don't want to miss what comes next. Trust me, this story is only getting started, and you're going to want to be here for every single twist and turn. The scene in that ring right now is pure chaos. CM Punk is down. Jey Uso is trying to fight off 2 monsters at once. Braun Breaker, that freakish athlete who moves like a man half his size but hits like a freight train, he's stalking around the ring like a predator who's just cornered his prey. And Bronson Reed, all 300 pounds of raw power and aggression, he's climbing to the top rope. You know what's coming. Everyone in that arena knows what's coming. The tsunami. That devastating splash that's ended careers, that sent men to the hospital, that's left destruction in its wake for months. The crowd is screaming. They're pleading. Some fans have their hands over their eyes because they can't bear to watch what's about to happen. Reed is perched up there, balanced on that top turnbuckle, and he's looking down at Punk and Jey like they're nothing more than stepping stones to his own glory. This is it. This is the moment where everything could end. Where CM Punk's championship dreams get crushed under 300 pounds of pure violence. Where Jey Uso's brave attempt to save his friend becomes his downfall. And then, you hear it. That music. That unmistakable, bone-chilling theme that hasn't played on Monday Night Raw in months. The entire building, and I mean every single person, loses their absolute minds. The sound is deafening. It's like a tidal wave of pure emotion crashing over everyone at once. Because they know who's coming. Roman Reigns strides through those curtains, and the look on his face tells you everything you need to know. This isn't the tribal chief who demanded acknowledgement. This isn't the heel who manipulated his family for years. This is something different. Something evolved. He's wearing gear that screams OTC across the chest. Original tribal chief. The man who started it all. The man who built an empire with his bare hands. And now, he's watching his cousin, his blood, getting destroyed in that ring. Paul Heyman, who orchestrated Roman's downfall at WrestleMania 41, who turned his back on the man he called his tribal chief for years, he's standing at ringside and you can see the color drain from his face. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, 2 men who took Roman out after WrestleMania, who left him broken and battered, they're frozen. Just for a second. Just for that brief moment, doubt flickers across their faces. But Roman Reigns doesn't hesitate. Not for a single heartbeat. He charges down that ramp like a man possessed, and you can feel the energy radiating off him. This is personal. This isn't about championships. This isn't about main event spots or WrestleMania moments. This is about family. This is about redemption. This is about a man who lost everything, who was betrayed by the people closest to him, coming back to settle scores. Roman slides into that ring and the entire atmosphere changes. Bronson Reed, who was seconds away from crushing Punk and Jey, he climbs down from that top rope. Because even he knows, even a man as dangerous as Bronson Reed understands that Roman Reigns is a different breed. Braun Breaker, cocky, arrogant, the golden boy of Seth Rollins' faction, he steps forward. He wants this fight. He needs this fight. The 2 men lock eyes. Roman and Breaker. The original tribal chief versus the young lion who helped take him out months ago. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The crowd is on their feet, phones out, capturing every second of this moment because they know they're witnessing history. This is the kind of moment that gets replayed a million times. This is the kind of moment that defines careers. And then Roman strikes. A Superman punch that echoes through the entire arena. Breaker's head snaps back, and you can see the shock register on his face. He thought he was ready. He thought he could handle the original tribal chief. He was wrong. Roman follows up, his fists flying with precision and power, each shot backing Breaker into the corner. This isn't wrestling anymore. This is a fight. This is personal. Bronson Reed tries to intervene, tries to attack Roman from behind, but Roman's too aware, too experienced, too damn good at this. He spins around, catches Reed with another Superman punch, and the big man staggers backward. The crowd is losing their minds. The noise is so loud that you can barely hear your own thoughts. This is what wrestling is all about. This is why we fall in love with this sport over and over again. Roman turns his attention back to Braun Breaker, who's trying to recover in the corner. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Roman cocks his fist, that signature loaded punch that's ended so many battles, and you can see Breaker trying to create distance, trying to escape what's coming. But it's too late. Roman charges forward, that devastating spear cutting Breaker in half. The impact is sickening. Breaker's body folds like an accordion, and he crumbles to the mat. But Roman's not done. Bronson Reed is getting back to his feet, that monster of a man who rarely stays down for long. Roman sizes him up, you can see the calculation in his eyes, the years of experience and instinct taking over. Reed charges forward, all that mass and momentum aimed directly at Roman's chest. Big mistake. Roman sidesteps at the last possible second and launches himself forward with another spear. The collision sounds like a car crash. Reed goes down hard, and the entire ring shakes from the impact. Now here's where things get really interesting. Here's where the emotion of this moment truly hits home. Roman Reigns, breathing heavy, adrenaline pumping through his veins, he turns around and there's Jey Uso, his cousin, the man he dominated for years, the man he manipulated, controlled, and ultimately pushed away. The same Jey Uso who finally found his own voice, his own path, his own identity on Monday Night Raw. The two men stare at each other. The crowd falls to a hush, watching this moment unfold. What's going through their minds right now? How much pain lives in the space between them? How many betrayals, how many harsh words, how many broken promises? Roman extends his hand. It's a simple gesture, but it carries the weight of everything they've been through. Jey looks at that hand, and you can see the conflict written across his face. And then he takes it. Jey Uso clasps his cousin's hand, and Roman pulls him to his feet. The embrace is brief but powerful. This is family. Broken, complicated, messy family, but family nonetheless. The crowd erupts again because they understand what this means. They understand that something significant just shifted in the WWE universe. This is a perfect time to pause and show some love to this video. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this breakdown. Subscribe to SLAMZONE and become part of our family. We're building something special here, a community of wrestling fans who live for these moments, who understand the passion and the emotion that makes this sport incredible. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think happens next. Does this reunion last? Can Roman and Jey truly trust each other again? Your thoughts matter to us, and we read every single comment. But wait, there's one more player in this story. CM Punk, the best in the world. The man who just went through hell in that gauntlet match, who outlasted 4 incredible competitors to earn his shot at championship glory. He's pulling himself up, using the ropes for support, and his eyes are locked on Roman Reigns. These two men have history. Not the good kind. Not the friendly kind. The kind of history that involves bitter words, heated confrontations, and fundamental disagreements about what it means to be a wrestler. Roman and Punk lock eyes across that ring. The energy shifts again. This isn't family drama anymore. This is two alpha males, two of the biggest stars in wrestling history, two men who could main event WrestleMania on name value alone, standing face to face. The crowd doesn't know how to react. Should they cheer? Should they worry? Is this about to turn into another brawl? Roman's body language is interesting here. He's not aggressive. He's not looking for another fight. But he's also not backing down. He's standing tall, that OTC on his chest reflecting the arena lights, and he's studying Punk, trying to figure out where this goes next. Punk, exhausted, battered, but still standing, he nods slightly. It's subtle. Most people probably missed it. But it's there. An acknowledgement. A recognition of what just happened. Because here's the thing that makes this moment so complex, so layered with meaning. Roman Reigns just saved CM Punk. The same Roman Reigns who Punk has criticized in the past. The same Roman who represents everything Punk claims to hate about modern WWE. But Roman stepped up when it mattered. He put his body on the line. He came back after months away to help not just his cousin, but also a man who's been nothing but an obstacle to him. What does this mean for SummerSlam? What does this mean for the World Heavyweight Championship picture? CM Punk earned his shot at Gunther fair and square, fighting through that brutal gauntlet match. But now Roman Reigns is back, and you know he's got unfinished business with Paul Heyman, with Braun Breaker, with Bronson Reed, with everyone who turned their back on him and tried to end his career. The camera catches Paul Heyman at ringside, and the look on his face is priceless. This is the man who managed Roman Reigns for years. This is the man who helped build Roman into the dominant force he became. And this is the man who betrayed him, who aligned with Seth Rollins and his faction, who orchestrated Roman's downfall. Now he's watching his carefully constructed plans falling apart in real time. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are rolling out of the ring, regrouping at ringside, and you can see the wheels turning in their heads. They took out Roman Reigns once before. They can do it again. But the doubt is there. You can see it in their eyes. Because Roman didn't just survive what they did to him. He came back stronger. He came back with purpose. And now he's got backup in the form of Jey Uso. The show goes off the air with that image burned into everyone's minds. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso standing side by side, CM Punk watching from a few feet away, and in the background, you can see the chaos they just created, bodies scattered around the ring, Paul Heyman looking shell-shocked, the WWE Universe on their feet, chanting, screaming, trying to process everything that just happened in those final minutes. But let's talk about what this really means moving forward. Roman Reigns is calling himself the original tribal chief now. That's significant. That's not just a marketing slogan. That's a statement. That's Roman saying he built this empire, he created the bloodline, he made all of this possible, and now he's taking back what's his. Not through manipulation, not through fear, but through action. Through standing up for his family when it matters most. Jey Uso's decision to accept Roman's help, to stand beside him, that's going to have major ramifications. Jey spent the last 2 years finding himself, proving he could succeed on his own, showing the world he was more than just Roman's cousin. And now he's choosing to align with Roman again. Is this the right move? Is he falling back into old patterns? Or is this a new dynamic, a more equal partnership between two men who've both grown and evolved? And CM Punk, the wild card in all of this. He's got his championship opportunity. He's got his moment to finally capture the World Heavyweight title and cement his legacy in this modern era of WWE. But now Roman Reigns is back, inserting himself into the Raw landscape, and you know these two are going to cross paths again. Will they be enemies? Reluctant allies? Something in between? The beauty of this moment, what makes it so special, is that nobody knows for sure what happens next. That's the magic of professional wrestling when it's done right. When you have real emotion, real history, real stakes, it doesn't matter if you know the outcomes are predetermined. You're invested. You care about these characters and their journeys. Seth Rollins, who's apparently recovering from an injury according to Paul Heyman, he's got to be watching this from wherever he is with a mixture of concern and anticipation. His faction just got dismantled by Roman Reigns. His golden boy Braun Breaker just got speared into oblivion. His monster Bronson Reed couldn't handle the original tribal chief. What does Seth do now? How does he respond to this? The WWE Universe needs to understand something crucial about what we just witnessed. This isn't just Roman Reigns returning to television. This is a reset button being pressed on multiple storylines. This is the beginning of something that could dominate WWE programming for the next year. The pieces are all on the board now. Roman, Jey, Punk, Seth, Heyman, Breaker, Reed, and eventually Gunther at SummerSlam. Each of these men has their own motivations, their own goals, their own grudges to settle. Think about the match possibilities here. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed could be an absolute war. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the ultimate betrayal payoff. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns if they decide to finally explore that rivalry properly. And don't forget about Gunther, the ring general, who's been decimating everyone in his path as World Heavyweight Champion. How does he factor into all of this? SummerSlam is just weeks away, and you can bet that every single one of these men is going to be prominently featured. The question is how? Does Roman demand his own match? Does he insert himself into the World Heavyweight Championship picture? Does he focus solely on destroying Paul Heyman's faction and getting revenge for what they did to him? What we know for certain is that Monday Night Raw just got infinitely more interesting. The original tribal chief is back. The OTC has returned to reclaim his throne. And everyone in WWE, from the bottom of the card to the very top, just got put on notice. Roman Reigns is here, he's motivated, and he's got nothing left to lose. Before we wrap up this incredible breakdown, I want you to do one more thing for me. If you made it this far, if you're as hyped about this return as I am, then smash that like button. Subscribe to SLAMZONE if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our coverage. Share this video with your wrestling friends because this is the kind of moment we need to talk about, debate, and analyze together. Drop a comment and let me know, are you Team Roman? Team Punk? Do you think Jey made the right call? I want to hear from you. This return, this moment, it's going to be remembered as one of the most impactful returns in recent WWE history. Not because of fireworks or elaborate staging, but because it mattered. It mattered to the story. It mattered to the characters. And most importantly, it mattered to us, the fans who invest our time and emotion into these storylines week after week. The original tribal chief is back. The landscape of Monday Night Raw has been forever changed. And we're all here for this incredible journey. Welcome back to the SLAMZONE family. This is where legends are made, where moments become memories, and where we celebrate the absolute best that professional wrestling has to offer. Stay tuned, because this story is only just beginning, and I promise you, what comes next is going to blow your mind.